everyone, welcome back to yet another K-drama related video on this channel. Today marks the day when I am done with praises. Yes, we are going to be talking about the top 10 worst K-dramas. These 10 K-dramas are pretty awful, and even if you don't agree with me on most of these 10, I saved up a bonus awful K-drama at the very end for a grand total of 11. Cause more is better, right? Okay, before I start, I want to explain the poopies you will be seeing. Yes, I just said poopies. You will either be seeing the generic brown poo-poo or the golden jewel-studded poo-poo. Poo-poo just means a shitty drama. But the golden poo-poo ones are special in the sense that they aren't quite deserving of worst K-drama because of a certain factor, but they're still bad. It could be that they started off pretty good, but the things turned south or the other way around. It could also be that it was complete rubbish, but something, maybe the cast, the OST, etc., saved it. Or simply it could have just been that it was so bad that it was good. Generic brown poo-poo just means bad in all caps. Like it's beyond saving and you should watch it because it'll make your eyes rot. Okay, now that we have the metrics, let's get started! So our first drama is a pretty recent one. Love with Flaws starring An Jae-hyun and Oh Yeon-seo. This definitely deserves the brown poo-poo because it was one heck of a bad drama. Super boring, lack of chemistry, poor performance from the cast, and a very draggy plot. Don't get me wrong, I really like An Jae-hyun and Oh Yeon-seo. Oh, and also Kim Soo-gi. But I feel like there wasn't much chemistry aside from the Ho Jung-min and Kim Soo-gi love line. That is definitely no bueno if the two main leads don't have chemistry, especially if the drama's title indicates the drama is about love. However, they were damn right about the love was flawed because the romance between An Jae-hyun and Oh Yeon-seo were disappointing. This could have been an unfortunate result of An Jae-hyun's divorce scandal making things awkward, rather than what people were saying about An Jae-hyun's acting being bad. I think they tried their hardest, but couldn't get past the drama in real life. I also don't think the second male lead played by Gu-won was very swoon-worthy. I would have given this drama a golden poo-poo for its pioneering venture into exploring the topic of homosexuality, but there were just too many flaws to even buy some gold glitter. Numero dos, next up we have Blood, which also happens to have An Jae-hyun as the male lead, and his ex-wife, Gu Hae-sun. This was actually the drama that brought them together, by the way. Ox. Anyway, this drama is a guilty pleasure of sorts. It's a pretty awful drama considering the fact that vampires is like cheating when it comes to making a drama interesting. So I would give it a golden poo-poo. It deserves a golden poo-poo despite failing as a vampire drama just because of the chemistry between the actors and fairly good attempts at keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. Jung Hae-in is also a bonus. Next up, we have a real brown poo-poo, Bride of Havoc, or Bride of the Water God, starring Shin Se-kyung, Nam Joo-hyuk, Kim Joo-hwan, and Gong Myung, and Crystal. Premise and cast, awful drama. I actually didn't finish this, not just because I don't like Shin Se-kyung's acting, but because this drama was just so boring, which is a shame since it's a fantasy supernatural drama. Now we have Circle, Two Worlds Connected. I considered giving this a golden poo-poo because it was a drama that will leave you mind blown. However, thinking it through, it really only deserves a brown poo-poo because its plot has a lot of gaps despite it being called a circle. Ha ha. This plot is way too twisted, and while I appreciate the exploration of climate change and dangers of going too far with technology, this drama packed in way too much and lost focus. As a result, the viewer feels lost too. for something controversial. Descendants of the Sun. What? Yep, I've said this before, but this is such a trashy drama and was completely overhyped. What stopped me from giving this drama a brown poo-poo for the awkward chemistry, holes in the plot, and more atrocities is the wonderful OST. Honestly, when the news first broke out about the Song Song couple dating, I thought it was fake news. And even after they got married, I was kind of unconvinced. I just thought that they lacked chemistry and didn't really go well together. And now, they're divorced. I'm not saying that their acting was bad. In fact, they're both very talented and were great in the drama, but their chemistry was overhyped. Overall, this drama is very overrated and its saving grace is the OST. Number 6 is Heartstrings, or You've Fallen For Me, starring Park Shin-hye and Jung Young-hwa. This drama is a reunion after You're Beautiful, where I'm sure Jung Young-hwa's unrequited love broke the hearts of so many. So, when he was given a second chance, fans swarmed in. I also watched this drama for that reason, and I don't think it was awful at that time. I recently rewatched this drama, and without a cloud of judgment, I realized how awful this drama was. Both Park Shin-hye and Jung Young-hwa's acting were super awkward, and the plot was extremely childish and overly flamboyant. However, this drama is still a guilty pleasure, and it deserves a golden poo-poo. Number 7 is Dream High 2. LOL. I think unanimously we can all agree that this deserves a big fat brown poo-poo. JYP's kids did not shine, and this drama was a complete disaster that tarnished the success of the OG Dream High. Kang Soda is talented, but this drama was not good for her. I'm honestly still shook as to how this drama was so bad. Like, what the heck? Moving right along, number 8 is Fire Boy Next Door, starring Yoon and Park Shin-hye. Again, while I don't think that Park Shin-hye's acting is the best, I still love her as an actress. I also really like Yoon as an actor. They're both talented, but this drama was pretty bad, so brown poo-poo it is. This drama is cute in the sense that it explores trauma in various forms and how different people react. However, it's a pretty boring drama overall and way too draggy. The eye candy can't save it. Number 9 is Mirae's Cantabile, starring Joo-won and Shim Min-kyung. Park Bo-gum was also in this too. However, this extremely boring drama was deserving of a brown poo-poo. The actors were great and the story was great in the sense that it explored the growth of musicians, but I think the whole execution was flawed. Pursuit of the art of music is not everyone can relate to, and the drama failed to make it so that the audience can be hooked and swept along to grapple with the characters' aspirations alongside the characters. For number 10, we have Personal Taste starring Son Ye-jin and Lee Min-ho. Obviously, these two are major powerhouses, but this drama was so weird and awkward that it was just bad, and very much so a brown poo-poo. I don't think that they lacked chemistry in this drama, but the delivery was just poor, or maybe it was just that the plot was awful. Oh well. So those were the top 10 worst K-drama, not in any specific order, but I promised you one more. This bonus awful K-drama is Boys Over Flowers. This bad boy, or bad boys, 4 to be exact, is like the starter pack of all K-dramas for K-drama fans. It is comparable to starter Pokemon in, well, Pokemon. However, it was such a bad drama. Like, oh my god, it was overly cheesy with exaggerated acting, ridiculous styling. Okay, to be fair, it was 2009, but still, it was pretty bad. However, you can't help but be hooked to it because it was just so bad. Given its due recognition as a series fuel for the Korean wave, I present to it the Golden Poo-poo. And that's kind of it for the top 10 worst K-drama with one added bonus. Honorable mentions include Airs and W, which I can't put on this list because it would contradict my top 10 K-dramas video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Leave your comments down below on your worst K-dramas and your opinions. Bye bye!